Right, okay, we're at Diana's Fish and Chips in or near Torrevieja. I was looking around then for some signs. There's that many smaller places around, and trying to find a bit of a parking space too isn't so easy. And that's the way it's been throughout, really. So I'm going to get straight into this. My wife's got a jacket potato and some salad, totally different. And tomorrow we'll probably do something similar. Hope you can pick up my voice okay, because it is loud around here. So we'll have to see, won't we? So let's have a look at this fish. First off. And this is their cod. Check out the batter. Now inside the chippy, it's not really a chippy, I suppose. It's all kinds of things. It's a bar, it's breakfast, burgers, I think, all kinds of different food. And it seems like the fish and chips, although they might take pride of place on the menu, well, they're not really. They're sort of to one side and a bit on the other side. It's not really a chippy as such. There's no real board. You can look at the menu sheets on the tables, and really it's set up for, like I say, all kinds of food. So let's have a little look at this. This is the large cod. The batter, although it looks light, it's not really. It's holding on to the oil. And the flesh is a little moist. You know, like it's just thawed. Yeah, quite bland. Like it's been frozen for some time. But, you know, I don't know that. I'm only speculating. Let's have a look at the thick end. Like I say, there's no taste in the batter. There's no taste, really, in the fish. But it's a nice sized piece of fish. Let's get some vinegar on here. Right? And some salt. Let's give it some flavour. Everything's very, very bland. As far as the fish goes, yeah, it's still, like I say, it's got that just thawed texture. Holding a lot of water and very low on taste. What's this big chunky bit of batter going on here? Move it. Let's have a look at these chips. There's plenty of them. They're nice and plump. You know the way I like them. Oh, God. Someone there, I might have looked a little bit angry on the image there yet, but I've probably not finished with this guy. He pulled in off the street here. You could get two cars next to each other. He drove in on a zebra crossing, along the zebra crossing. He pointed at me, gave me a dirty look, pointed to his wife, pointed again to this setup, while going super slow at the back of the camera. What's wrong with people? I'm not a bad person. I'm really not. You know, I go out of my way. I don't go out of my way. I say hi. I'm nice to people. But anyway, I don't want that idiot to affect this review. My mind's pretty much already set on this review, so there's not a lot you can do. But I do like the chips. I like a frozen chip, though. You know, the steak cut chips that you get. Let's have a little try of the curry sauce. A little fruity. It's still got a bit of a kick. I hope you don't never have to see me like that again. Sometimes it can't be helped. I'm the mildest person you're ever likely to meet. I really am. You know, I'm so easygoing, it's unbelievable. I help anyone whenever I can. But every now and then, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of you are the same way, you get someone that gets you back right up. And then you let it go. And then you get another person who gets you back right up. But now that person is going to get what the first one, a little bit of what the first person should have got, on top of what he's getting. Anyway, enough of that. I'm enjoying the sunshine here. Let's have a look at these mushy peas. The mushy peas are okay. Try it with a bit of a chip. Nice chips. If I was to cook a chip from home and I was only using the oven, it would be the crinkle cut ones just until they were soft. Not crispy so much, just until they were soft. There's a good portion of chips. There's still plenty more in there. I'm going to have a fish butty. Let's see if I can eat this thing on a piece of bread. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of curry sauce on. So we've got a fish and curry butty. Let's give this a go. Still, if not for the curry, there'd be nothing. There'd be no flavour at all. Other than you can pick up the salt, pick up a bit of the vinegar. You wouldn't know the fish was on it. It's like a filler, which is a real shame because it looked like a decent sized piece of fish. Okay. So that's that. So it's back to the computer when I get back to the UK, where we'll look at some low reviews, somewhere in the middle, mine. I'm looking forward to putting all these together because I can put some of the environment in as well, some of the beaches, some of the locations where we are.
So as you can see by that, I was sorely disappointed. It wasn't good for fish and chips. Now, it may have been good for something else in there, but that's not what it was portraying itself to be. It was Diana's fish and chips. So you would think that they would be the best option. They would be what the focus was. But if that's the case, then the other food wouldn't be up to much. But I can't say that because I don't know. But as a bar, as a place to hang out, it seemed okay. It really did. But anyway, 1 star. Cafe. Well, that's my view of it as well. 3 star. I have eaten better fish. Small for a large cod and not good for the price. 5 star. Feeling like eating fish and chips? This place is for you. Service as nice as can be. If Google gives the option for 6 stars, I would change my opinion to a better one. I highly recommend it. Mine, 2 stars. This chippy came as a recommendation, but unfortunately didn't deliver for me. Nor would I personally class it as a fish and chip shop. Diana's Fish and Chips might benefit from a rebrand, perhaps simply Diana's or Diana's Cafe. The premises were clean, spacious and well kept, with ample indoor and outdoor seating. There was even an alcohol bar and a wide-ranging menu that went well beyond chip shop classics. However, those classics felt more like an afterthought than the main attraction. Regrettably, the customer service left a lot to be desired. Despite being a reasonable time of day, it felt like we'd walked in just moments before closing. There was confusion over my straightforward order, which didn't inspire confidence. As for the food, the cod was overly moist and mushy, which suggested it had been frozen solid and not thawed adequately before cooking. The flavour was lacking, and the crisp batter was greasy and retained too much oil. Mushy peas and curry sauce were edible, nothing more. The chips were the only item I felt was worth mentioning, but even then, they resembled supermarket frozen chips rather than fresh cut ones. All in all, it didn't feel like a proper chippy experience, and not one I'd be in a hurry to repeat. Cooking in oil, card or cash, fish reviewed, cod. That was the second chippy of 8 that I reviewed on the Costa Blanca. So check out the next 6 coming.
The Chippy Tour, cruising the coast, can't ignore. With every bite, I'm loving it more. Saving the chippies, that's what I'm for. Yo, I hit the road, got salt in my veins. From London to Scotland, through sunshine and rain. Fish and chips in my hand, it's a noble quest. Supporting the classics, yeah, I'm doing my best. Met a bloke in Troon with a tempura squid. A castle in Wales where I had my bid. From mushy peas to battered Mars bar. A culinary Johnny, I'm a food rock star. I'm the Chippy Tour, tasting it all. Beef fritter scraps, yeah, I answer the call. Savory scallops, deep fried dreams, keeping chippies alive, that's my team. Biggest fish, battered sausage on a roll. Fish cakes so good they'll nourish your soul. Squid so crispy, prawns in a crunch.